Let's first of all talk about this concept of ROIs, and it's actually something that I think is really out of date because we don't go to trade shows necessarily for lead generation or to make sales on site anymore. And in fact, sales cycles can be 18, 24 months long.
Yeah.
So how do you attribute that trade show presence to that sales cycle? It's really hard. So what we've got to do is we've got to start shifting, first of all, our own mindsets and then the mindsets of our stakeholders to really look at ROO, so return on objectives, because this is key. So many people, they're attending a trade show because they want to maintain a competitive edge, or they want to do some brand campaign, or they want to launch a new product and put it out to market live at this event. None of that is related to revenue generation. And so it gets forgotten, but that's an absolutely critical part of any, not only event strategy, but a marketing strategy. It's
Mhm.
critical to business. So what we need to do is, what I would recommend is any trade show manager or exhibit leader on this call, before you do any trade show at all, first of all, really flesh out the reasons why you're doing it, set out your objectives really clearly. And then when you're at the event itself, start to grade yourself on these objectives, because some of them are much more easy to measure than others. So you might say, okay, I'm going to do it based on how many conversations I have with current clients so that we can start to upsell. Great. You can add a score against that. Some of them might be, we want to have more social media coverage, or we want to find partners, or we want to recruit at this event. If you set your objectives up beforehand, what you can do is then retrospectively look back and say, did we meet those objectives? And that takes something intangible and makes it tangible, especially if you're using a scoring system. We'd recommend the MAXBI tool scoring system, of course, which is one of our platforms. But the key thing really is to be able to assign a score to that objective and then present that back to the business and say, here's where we met ROO, here's where we didn't meet ROO, this is what we're going to do about it.